Okay. So first of all, thank you very much to all of you that made it this far. It is the last session of the day and it was a very eventful day. And I would say a special thank you to the people following online because due to the current situation, not everyone was able to come here. And to the ones that are currently suffering through COVID, I wish you a speedy recovery. Now, I know it's been a long day and we've talked too much. We've seen a lot of presentations and as I said, it's kind of late. But I hope that your attention doesn't really fly with the drones, because we're going to talk about drones now. Specifically, usage of drones in forest pest control. And if we want to talk even more specifically, there is a case study that I worked on in Albania about using drones in combating the pine processionary caterpillar. So let's get started. The background of the problem. Why did I decide to study this? Why is this important? Well, the pine processionary caterpillar is quite a big deal, especially in Mediterranean forests and especially in Albania. We do have, it is one of the main defoliating pests, and it is affecting almost 100,000 hectares of forest in Albania, mainly black pine. And when the total area of the forest in Albania is estimated to be at about 776,000 hectares, we're talking about a lot here, so it is a really, really big issue. So this here is why I decided to check it. I was going out I was even going out with my brother, and even going through the streets and seeing the forest on the side, you wouldn't really see just the green, you will see the white. You will see the nest that the caterpillar will make there. So we said, what's being done about it? What's happening? And what can we do? So the Albanian government has had different ideas on how to combat this, but well, apparently it's not working. So what can we do more? The proposed solution from us, well, using this, Bacillus thuringiensis. It is a bacteria that basically what it does is it creates and it leaves let's say, a protein that is toxic to specific insects. So we thought it's a good idea to use this because it's not going to destroy the biodiversity, it's not going to kill everything, and hopefully it's going to help us with our pine processionary issue. So we thought, how do we apply it, how to do it? Okay, we got the idea, we're going to fight it with the bacillus, but it's a lot of area, it's a lot of forest, how are we going to do that? And we thought aerial spraying. A plane wasn't really in the cards. It wasn't really possible to do that. Different issues, but all of them combined just meant it wasn't for us. Using a plane, it will affect, basically everything that will be on its way, and it will be too wasteful. So with that said, let's use drones. I mean, with drones, you can just have lower or, well, close to none was our idea of the impact on the biodiversity, and it will be precise. It will only affect the area that we wanted it to. It will only go to the trees that we wanted it to. It is possible to automate the drone, so the drone can just fly on an automated flight path. With a plane, you kind of need a pilot, and that also leads to the costs. So this might have a higher upfront cost to buy the drone, because unlike the plan, you're not renting the drone, you're buying it. But at the end of the day, if you have a lot of situations where you're going to use it, then yeah, it was the best solution that we thought. Using the drone is efficient. Well, compared to using a plane, you don't have to really spray a lot of that, because the drone goes just up to the tree and just sprays at the trees. Well, we said, okay, this efficiency, it's good for us. It's what we want. And we could use a drone for multiple things. Now, there were a lot of different drones that we considered. You could buy a pre-made drone that just does the spraying and has almost everything that I just mentioned. And they vary in price, depending on where you buy them. They can go from about 5,000 euros, the very cheapest option, not including transportation and taxes, which have gone up after the COVID situation. And it can go up to 25,000 euros for a single drone. This is getting a pre-made one. But we thought, well, we want to use the drone for multiple things. So let's get a custom one. Let's get one where we can change the payload. Let's get one where we can use it for spraying today and change the tank. It can still hold a lot of weight in it. And tomorrow we can use it with a LiDAR scanner. We can use it with a camera to do some photogrammetry. Or we can change it altogether and use it with different technologies to even plant trees, to make a new forest in a deforested area. Is it financially viable? Well, that's what we try to see first. Okay, we've got a good idea and everything, but will people actually ever use it? Is it something that's gonna help people? Well, yes, if you do have multiple operations, or large-scale operations, or operations that are happening in a periodic, let's say, time frame, yes, it is very good, because you only pay for the drone once. You might have to pay for the drone pilot, but it's still going to be like much cheaper than any other alternative. And the cost of flying the drone, except for the drone pilot, well, practically zero. You just charge the batteries. And the impact on the biodiversity in the environment, quite low. However, if we're talking about a small forest and small forest owners, yeah, it might be a tougher pill to swallow. On the other hand, if they do, let's say, connect together as a cooperative, or if someone decides to buy the drone and then lend and sell his service to forest owners or agriculture and everything, yeah, it is quite a good idea. It is financially viable, I would say. So, well, what's the efficiency of the drone in performing the aerial spraying of Bacillus thuringiensis in the test? Well, the efficiency of the drone, it was quite good. We tested the drone in a very, very difficult situation. We went close to the border area, so we were like, yeah, we're flying a drone here, we got permission from our government, but is a neighboring country gonna make any issues for that? Because the forests, they are not always where we want them to be. Well, that ended up well, no issues whatsoever. So on the other hand, we said, okay, we want to test that it doesn't have a lot of, a bad impact on the biodiversity. So we tested it in a place that it's close to the Ohri Lake, and there are some endemic species there. So we were like, okay, let's test it here and let's see what's happening. We tested in a very rough terrain. One of the reasons why aerial spraying was considered, because a lot of forests are on the mountain. So it's on steep hills, and the drone was flying perfectly, going through every tree, and everything was going just fine. And those places are also accompanied by high winds. Everything worked well. So I will say that the drone was quite efficient and quite good about the bacillus on the pests that we wanted to manage. Well, we haven't gotten to that point yet. We're still working on it. We still need to continue the study. What are the conclusions? Well, using the drones for the pest control, it does seem to be like a very good option, as I said, especially if we're talking about large-scale operations, operations that do happen repeatedly, or at least a group of different operations. Is it something that everyone should go to? Absolutely not. There is no one go-to solution for everything. So this is what we considered, this is what we tried on, this is what we're still working on, and, well, currently it's on hold because I'm doing my studies here, but this is what I expect to learn more about in the future and to see some more things. So hopefully it's a good solution that is going to resist time. That's the main point. Yeah, basically what I just said. And for anyone that wants to check the abstract right now and doesn't want to wait for it, you can scan that QR code there. It will bring you to the abstract. But other than that, thank you very much for the attention. And this is what I wanted to talk to you today.